I've been thinking a lot about how hard it is to find other content creators, and the funny thing is, the most qualified people to make recommendations are the people who watch and make other YouTube videos. But the thing is, it's awfully time-consuming to find a YouTuber you like, see who they're subscribed to, and then try and filter out the ones that you might enjoy. What would be really insightful is to know who is it that inspires you, and what are the types of things that they make. Are they the things that I might happen to enjoy? The love letter tag is my solution, so let's get started. Dear Jackie, it's really inspiring to me how you managed to travel kind of all around the world and have these amazing experiences. It's something that I'm personally terrified to do. I stay in my apartment most of the time, but the way that you manage to just kind of grab life with both of your hands and live these amazing experiences is really inspiring, and it's something that I would like to cultivate in myself over the course of the next future times. But I appreciate that you do that and that you take the time to share it with us. Dear Morgan, two things. First off, I love the... Dear Morgan, two things. First off, I love the fact that you deal with the inherent narcissism of making YouTube videos. It's something that I know I personally struggle with. I imagine most YouTubers struggle with, in just the how egotistical of me to make my own stuff. But you manage to both address that it exists and then also make it something that is entertaining and amusing. And I don't know how you do it, but it is amazing. Secondly, I am just in awe of the way that you pace your videos, the way that you understand that if something is true, it doesn't need to be pitched. You don't need to give a hard sell. You don't need to keep things rapidly moving. You can use silence to underline your points without fear that people are just going to drop away. And I really appreciate that about you. Dear Niall, you're an ass. But you're a great YouTuber. You have this sort of obsession with making sure that your content is always substantive, and I appreciate the fact that you can have kind of those intellectual aspirations and still be a very down-to-earth person and still be very relatable and entertaining. I always laugh and think when I watch your videos, and I appreciate that. Dear Collins, one of the things that I love about you is that you are never ever going to see this video, much less respond to it. Your content is disparate and all over the place, but it is always something that is meaningful and is heartfelt and is incredibly well done. You have experience beyond your years, and it makes me feel really bad by comparison. I really should try and color correct more stuff. But the thing that I appreciate most about your channel is that you put stuff out there and it literally does not matter to you if it gets a response. And that's really hard for me, and I'm sure it's hard for a lot of YouTubers, of just trying to create stuff that isn't pandering and trying to create work that will stand on its own. But you put stuff out there and it is what it is, and whether people will respond poorly or positively is kind of beside the point, and I would like to be able to cultivate that in myself. Dear Lamar, sup? You are one of the kindest people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. The thing that I love about your channel is that regardless of what you're covering, whether it's tech, whether it's lifestyle stuff, whether it's you being weird in a wig, your content is always entertaining, but more than that, you have this cheer that always pervades everything that you do, and I defy anybody to watch your content and not feel better afterward. That is an amazing gift, and more than a gift, it's also skill, and I respect you so much for it, and I am so appreciative that I've gotten to know you. Dear Sharky, I am ridiculously impressed with the lengths that you go to find information that you think is worth presenting to us. It's always informative, and it's always a little bit out of left field, and it's never stuff that I've known before. I'm also, and I apologize if this comes off as discriminatory in any way, I'm ridiculously impressed by people who are able to make videos in non-European, non-United States countries, because I imagine it must be much more difficult, if for no other reason than the upload times must be a little bit more frustrating. But regardless, I really like your stuff, and I enjoy the fact that you've really sort of found your voice, and you present consistently cool stuff that I enjoy. So thanks for that. Dear Mikala, I not only appreciate that your content is informative, but the fact that you have so much personal experience in the backgrounds of the things that you talk about really brings an extra level to whatever it is that you happen to be discussing that day, which is a variety of things. I'm very impressed by how you manage to keep things smart and clever and witty, but without ever really seeming to sort of pander. Because that's really hard, and I haven't figured that out. So keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate you. Dear Mike, you do something very clever with your videos. You start off with this pretense of kind of a self-help YouTuber, but then what you do is you completely change the game, and what you do is you cause us to take those problems that we all seem to share and deal with on a daily basis, and without negating them, and without making light of them, you help us see the funny and amusing side, and you help us not to dismiss our problems, but to take them lightly and appreciate the fact that we are alive and have the opportunity to experience them. That is incredible, and I appreciate that. So thank you. Dear Mari, you are, in a word, authentic. I appreciate the way that you manage to look at life realistically, but still find the joy in it and share that with us. And I wish you would make more videos, because I miss watching them, but that's an aside. I love the way that you come across, and I feel like, having gotten the opportunity to meet you, that it's not just a matter of putting on a performance of being rational, but trying to be cheery for the camera, that really is the way that you live your life, and that's amazing. Keep it up. Dear DK Larations, your channel is very fun to pronounce, and I should have subscribed to you a long while ago, and it's only been fairly recently, but I've gone back and watched a bunch of your stuff. I'm very impressed by just kind of the breadth of the topics that you cover, and you always seem to be able to make a reasonable argument and encourage discussion in a way that is not talking down to the lowest common denominator, but also not being elitist, which is very, very difficult. So thank you for that, and keep it up. So there we go, guys. This is the love letter tag, and you can find any of them via the links right up there. And obviously with the tag video, you have to tag other people. So I am going to tag all of the people that I mentioned in this video, but I would also really appreciate it if you, as a viewer, if you have any sort of camera at all, if you could do the same thing. Not just because I want this tag to go somewhere, but because also I want to know the people that you enjoy and the people that you watch on a regular basis and why it is that you watch them. Lastly, if you can take a second and share out this video and encourage people that you like to make one as well, and hopefully we can all discover some people that we never knew existed before but make really cool stuff. I'll see you guys soon.